Okay, welcome back to Minty English here. I'm gonna do a little something different. Okay, today I want to talk to you about how you know if your interview went well. Okay, there are exactly 11 signs that your interview went well. Okay. Well, first off, if you were in your interview for longer than expected. Okay. Yes. Longer than you expected in your interview. All right. What about if you're sitting there and you're talking with the interviewer, and let's say the interview felt conversational. This is a good sign. Okay. If the interviewer told you what you would be doing in this role. And what I mean by that is the job you're applying for. If he told you what you would be doing in that job. All right. Maybe you're sitting there, you're talking to him, and the interviewer, yes, seemed engaged with your conversation or with your answers, your responses. This is also another good sign. Well, and let's say you feel sold on the company and the position. Okay? In other words, you feel really confident about it. Not overly confident, but you feel confident about it. Yeah? Also, another good sign would be that your questions were answered fully. That means you didn't get any half-answered questions. It means that all of your answers were answered fully to your acceptance, and maybe even a little more. Okay? Another good sign would be that you were introduced to some of your, how do I say, your colleagues that you would be working with, or your potential colleagues. You were introduced to them. That's always a good sign. Yeah. I'll tell you another way to tell it went really well. If you were introduced to executives in the company, not just colleagues, but to executives, yes, top decision makers, that's also a very good sign. Yeah. The interviewer asked you closing questions. Now, if you don't know what that means, closing questions are basically, I'm talking about at the end of the interview, that he asked you closing questions in the way to, like, possible start dates and That means the interviewer is thinking ahead to the next stage for you. All right? Also, the interviewer is clear about the next steps. Okay? If he's sitting here and he's telling you what you can expect next and what will happen, then that's a really good sign. All right? And I think that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 10. So bringing up to the last one here, the interviewer that you spoke with, gave good feedback. He gave good feedback about you to the recruiter. Okay? That just means that someone else is doing the interviewing, and he's given his overall assessment of your interview to the person that will actually be doing the hiring and firing. So if the interviewer goes back to this recruiter and says, that's an excellent candidate, she or he answered all the questions fully, he's very confident, he knows what he's doing, this is an absolutely good sign. Now, let me tell you, you can't take all of these as absolute, definite signs of a confirmation that you're going to get the job, because this is not what this means. This just means that based on your answers or based on what happened in that interview, it means it went well. You are now a candidate for that job, and you're probably a very good candidate for that job. But it does not mean that you have the job. So please don't misunderstand what I'm saying here, okay? It just means that whatever you did in that interview, you did it right. You did it the way it was supposed to be done, and you have a better shot at it than if you went in there and tanked it all, okay? So, I hope that helps you out there. And again, have any suggestions or comments, please put them below. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Until next time, ciao.